Hey everybody, it's Jake, and today I want to talk about seeds, and in particular I want to talk about lettuce seeds. And I really want to answer the question, is it really worth it to let the plant go to seed with the time it's going to be in the ground and kind of the real estate that plant is going to be taking up? So we're going to go over some of those questions today. Now this particular plant is Black Simpson seed lettuce, and I put this in the ground probably in June, and we're now in August, and it just started flowering about 2 weeks ago. As the weeks went on, I was really thinking, is it really worth it to leave this in the ground? It's taking up a lot of room, it's getting really big, and I'd rather put some other things in the ground. But now that it's bloomed, I've got hundreds of pods, and those are called akins, that's the technical term. But each one of these pods contains anywhere from, I've got 8 to 24 seeds sometimes. I was concerned about the bottom of the plant because I did have a lot of the leaves turning brown and kind of getting nasty. But overall, the plant has done really well, and I have literally hundreds and hundreds of pods, these akins, on the plant. Now, I've already harvested a bunch, so I'm going to show you how to do that. But I also want to talk about some things you need to be concerned about once this actually goes to seed. Now, one really important thing you need to consider before letting it go to seed is the lettuce that I want to go to seed, is it a slow bolt or a fast bolt lettuce? Meaning, does it stay as just leaves for a good amount of time, or does it develop into a stalk and keep shooting up and up and up pretty quick? If it's a fast bolt lettuce, what you're going to end up with seeds are for a fast bolt lettuce, and that's really not what we want. We want a slow bolt lettuce that we can kind of take those leaves as we need to, or just pull the whole thing if we need to, instead of it just shooting up as a stalk and bolting very quickly. So keep that in mind before you even consider, well, I want to save the seeds. Make sure that you're saving seeds from a lettuce that's a slow bolt lettuce. Now here's another story that just showed up about the past 2 days, and that's why I'm making the video now, is birds. Birds eat seeds, and birds are pretty smart. They know that these are ready to go and they're ready to eat. Now, I had hundreds of these seed pods, these akins, all over this plant about 2 days ago, and I came out this morning and I'm going, what happened? I don't understand what's going on. And I thought, birds. And of course, birds have come and gotten most of these seeds. They see that they're ready to go. They can kind of see these pods opening up, and now it's just snack time. So you want to make sure that you're harvesting these in time. You could put a cover over them if you want to kind of protect them from the birds. And I still have plenty on here to harvest, but that's another thing you really need to consider, are birds and them seeing these seeds and them eating the seeds before you even come out to pick them. So keep that in mind as well. Keep in mind fast bolting, and make sure you harvest these before the birds do. So as this flowers, what will happen is these flowers will come off, and these akins will have these little furry things on here. That's called a pappus. And once they turn brown like this, or especially like that one, that's when I really want to come pull these off. Now, professionals, they go, when they see about half of these that are ready to go, they just pull the whole plant. For me, I just wait till they're right about like that, and then I just hold the stem and I can just pull that off, and now we can harvest these. You can see this one, all the furries, all the fuzzies, the pappus has come off, and this is also ready to go. But that's usually what I wait for. I usually see, you can see right here, this stalk is still green, and this stalk is starting to turn like a brown or a tan color, and that's when I usually pull them off. But again, if you know that these are coming, the birds also know they're coming, so you got to beat the birds to it. Now, as far as harvesting the seeds, you just don't want to pull on the plant, because that will pull this whole stalk off, and you pull off more than you need to. You're going to have to hold it with one hand and then pull. Now, another method you can use is just a container like this with some scissors, so I don't have to try and hold the stem and take it off. So I'm just going to come in here, just kind of bend that over the container, just snip these right in, and then I'll go ahead and clean out the seeds from the pappus in another step here. Grab it. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you can just kind of squeeze it, and then they just come out. So you could try that method, because if they're loose enough, just give that a twist, and that will drop them right into your container, and there's your seeds. So if I've got these akins with the pappus here, I'm just going to kind of hold akin and pull pappus off, so I don't have to deal with all that, and then I can just kind of squeeze that into my hand and get most of those out. And you might get a few fuzzies on there, but you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 seeds out of, and I'm averaging probably about 10 to 20 per one of these pods, which is really cool. So when I'm cleaning out the seeds from the akin, I like to just pull off the pappus like that. And then I'm just gonna squeeze these right out over the towel because I want these to dry for about a week. I don't wanna just stick them in a bag. They still need to dry because if it's a lot of humidity or whatever outside, that's gonna affect the seeds. So I'll let them just kind of sit in this towel. This probably container, you probably could do a container like this. It just needs to be able to get air to it and let them kind of settle and get dried out before I actually bag them up and put them away. So this is about half of what I've collected so far. It's about 1.5 grams, which is plenty of seeds for next season. And the really nice thing is it's plenty of seeds to share with anybody else in family or friends who really wants to try out gardening. I can just stick this in an envelope and send it to them and they'll be ready to go. Now, one thing you need to know is these will go dormant as soon as you pick them, and as soon as it hits over 70 degrees. So you need to be aware of that. In order to take them out of dormancy, you need to get them to about 50 to 59 degrees, and that will take them out of dormancy and they'll be ready to go. Also, it takes about 2 months before you can actually use them again as well, so kind of keep that in mind. You got to give the 2 months, and if it's over 70 degrees, make sure you just bring them between 50 to 59 degrees, and that will bring them out of dormancy so they're ready to go. If you're looking for other ideas in the garden, I've got a great video on string trellising that's really helped me out in the garden for production and keeping my tomatoes healthy. I'll leave that in a playlist right in here for you to check out, as well as other videos in gardening, so be sure to look at that. If you have any other suggestions or comments, please leave those below to help out the community. And this is Jake of All Trades saying we'll see you next time.